The holographic projection flickered in the United Earth Defense Council chamber, casting an eerie blue glow across the faces of military leaders from every continent. Admiral Sarah Chen stood motionless, her weathered features masking the shock she felt as the alien message played for the third time. People of Earth, the creature's translucent skin pulsed with bioluminescent patterns as it spoke. The Zenari Empire claims your world as a protectorate. Submit within 30 solar cycles, or face immediate pacification. Admiral Chen's grip tightened on the podium. After decades of searching the stars for intelligent life, humanity's first contact came in the form of an ultimatum. The chamber erupted into heated discussions until General Martinez's voice cut through the chaos. We've confirmed similar transmissions in every major city worldwide, he reported, his usual confident demeanor shaken. But that's not the worst part. He gestured, and new images appeared. Surveillance footage showing humanoid figures shifting and changing form, their features melting away to reveal the same translucent skin as their messenger. They're already here, Chen said quietly. How long? We've identified infiltrators in 15 major governments, Martins answered. Some have been in place for months. They've been watching us, learning our weaknesses. Lieutenant Commander Maya Patel, the youngest person ever appointed to the Council's Intelligence Division, stepped forward. Her dark eyes gleamed with the intensity that had earned her rapid promotion. Permission to speak freely? Chen nodded. Maya pulled up complex data streams on the main display. While analyzing their transmission technology, I noticed something peculiar. Their quantum encryption shows signs of vulnerability to chaos theory algorithms, something we've been developing for our own defense systems. The room fell silent as the implications sank in. The Zenari, for all their advanced technology, hadn't considered that humanity might have developed along different technological paths. Their arrogance could be their weakness. They expect us to either submit or attempt conventional warfare, Maya continued. But we have options they haven't considered. Their infiltrators used our internet, our communications networks. They left traces, digital fingerprints. We can track them, understand their technology, and more importantly, we can hack it. Admiral Chen studied the data scrolling across the screens. The Zenari's technological superiority was evident, but they'd made a critical mistake. They'd underestimated human ingenuity. How quickly can we exploit this weakness? Give me 48 hours with our quantum computing team, Maya replied. We'll need to modify our chaos theory algorithms, but we can create a backdoor into their systems. You have 24, Chen declared. In the meantime, we maintain the appearance of diplomatic negotiations. Let them think we're divided, arguing over whether to submit or fight. She turned to the assembled leaders. Contact your governments. Tell them to act afraid, uncertain. Let the Zenari think their intimidation is working. As the council members dispersed to their tasks, Chen held Maya back. One more thing, Commander. What's the likelihood they're monitoring this facility? Maya smiled grimly. 100%, Admiral. But they're about to learn something about human encryption. This entire conversation has been running through a quantum noise generator. All they're picking up is a routine budget meeting. The next 24 hours saw a flurry of activity hidden beneath a carefully crafted facade of global panic. While news networks broadcasted footage of protests and civil unrest, underground facilities hummed with activity. The Zenari watched as humanity appeared to tear itself apart over their ultimatum, never realizing they were watching an elaborate performance. Maya's team worked tirelessly, reverse engineering Zenari communication protocols through the digital traces left by their infiltrators. Each hour brought new discoveries, new weaknesses to exploit. The aliens' overconfidence had led them to overlook basic security protocols, assuming their technology was too advanced for humans to comprehend. 23 hours after the council meeting, Maya rushed into Admiral Chen's office, her usual composure cracking with excitement. We did it, she announced, placing a quantum drive on the desk. We have full access to their local network. Their ships, their infiltrators, even their base on Mars. We can see everything. Chen studied the young commander's face. What else? They're not just here to conquer us, Admiral. Earth sits on a spatial junction point, a natural phenomenon that makes faster-than-light travel more efficient. We're the equivalent of prime real estate, and the Zenari want to ensure no other spacefaring race can claim it. So we're not just fighting for our freedom, Chen mused, we're fighting for our future among the stars. She activated the secure communication channel to the Council. Ladies and gentlemen, Operation Trojan is a go. Commence Stage 1. Across the globe, hidden quantum transmitters powered up, ready to turn the Zenari's own network against them. Humanity had been pushed to the brink many times throughout its history, but they had always emerged stronger. The Zenari were about to learn why you should never corner a species that had fought its way up from the bottom of the food chain. The first shots in this war wouldn't be fired from guns, but from keyboards, and humanity had been preparing for digital warfare since before they knew their enemy existed. The quantum processors hummed in the depths of No-Raid's underground facility, their controlled chaos manipulating data streams in ways the Zenari never imagined possible. Maya watched the streams of alien code flow across her holographic display, her fingers dancing through the air as she made final adjustments to the virus. "Strike package ready," she announced, glancing at Admiral Chen. "Once deployed, it will propagate through their entire network within minutes." Chen nodded, her face illuminated by the soft blue glow of tactical displays, showing Zenari positions throughout the solar system. All teams in position. Infiltration teams are in place on all targeted ships, General Martinez confirmed. They think our shuttle crews are still maintaining the diplomatic exchange protocols. Team bleeds report their Zenari hosts are particularly smug about babysitting what they consider primitive human vessels. A tight smile crossed Chen's face. Primitives who manage to get armed teams aboard their command ships. Begin countdown. The virus was humanity's digital equivalent of a nuclear strike, a carefully crafted chaos algorithm that would send cascading failures through Zenari systems. But it wasn't just a simple attack. It was a Trojan horse designed to give Earth's forces control of key Zenari technology. Maya initiated the countdown sequence. Strike package deploying in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Execute. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then alerts began flashing across the tactical displays. Zenari ships throughout the solar system began experiencing mysterious system failures. Their quantum communication networks, the very thing they used to infiltrate Earth's systems, became their greatest vulnerability. First wave successful, Maya reported, her fingers continuing to dance through the holographic interface. Their encryption is collapsing. We have access to their command and control systems. On the main display, video feeds from the infiltration teams began streaming in. The Zenari, their translucent skin now pulsing with patterns of alarm, rushed to respond to cascading system failures. None of them noticed the human diplomatic teams quietly moving to strategic positions throughout their ships. Team Alpha in position, crackled a voice over the secure channel. Ready to secure the bridge of the Zenari flagship. Team Beta, engineering section locked down. Team Charlie, weapons control secured. One by one, the teams reported in. The Zenari had been so confident in their technological superiority that they'd maintained only minimal security aboard their vessels. Why waste resources guarding against primitives who couldn't possibly understand their advanced systems? Admiral Chen's voice was steady as she gave the order. All teams, execute Phase 2. Across the solar system, human infiltration teams sprang into action. Stun weapons, carefully disguised as diplomatic gifts, were drawn. The Zenari, their internal communications crippled by the virus, never saw it coming. Within minutes, the command ships of the Zenari fleet were under human control. But it was what Maya discovered in their databases that turned the tactical victory into a strategic game-changer. "Admiral," she called, her voice tense. "You need to see this." She threw the files onto the main display. detailed plans for the systematic exploitation of Earth. The Zenari hadn't just wanted submission. They planned to strip-mine the planet, using humanity as a slave labor force. There's more, Maya continued, digging deeper into the now-exposed Zenari network. They've done this before. 17 other civilizations, all reduced to client states or extinct. They target worlds near spatial junction points, claim them as protectorates, then drain them of resources. Chen's expression hardened. Send this to every government on Earth. The Zenari wanted to keep us divided, afraid. Let's show them what happens when humanity unites against a common threat. The data spread rapidly through Earth's networks. Protests against submission turned into rallies for resistance. Nations that had been on the brink of surrender now called for action. The Zenari's careful manipulation of human fear collapsed in the face of human anger. But the real shock came when Maya unlocked the Zenari's weapons databases. Admiral, their technology. It's not as advanced as they led us to believe. They've been relying on intimidation and their ability to infiltrate other civilizations. Most of their advanced weapons are just elaborate hoaxes. A predatory smile crossed Chen's face. Send that to our R&D teams, and get me a secure line to the Zenari command ship. I think it's time we had another chat with our would-be conquerors. The holographic projector hummed to life, displaying the image of the Zenari commander. The alien skin no longer pulsed with smug confidence, but with patterns of fear. You once offered us a choice, Chen said, her voice cold. Submit or face pacification. Now we offer you the same choice. The difference is, we're not bluffing about our capabilities. Behind her, screens showed Zenari ships throughout the solar system under human control. Their greatest advantage, their ability to infiltrate and manipulate, had been turned against them. The hunters had become the hunted. The Zenari commander's skin shifted through patterns of disbelief, fear, and finally, resignation. They had never encountered a species that could turn their own technology against them so effectively. More importantly, they had never faced a species that could unite so quickly against a common threat. But this was only the beginning. As Maya continued to dig through Zenari databases, she discovered something that would change the course of the conflict: the locations of other subjugated civilizations. Earth wouldn't just fight for its own freedom. It would become a beacon of hope for others trapped under Zenari control. The silent strike had succeeded beyond their wildest expectations. Now came the hard part, showing the galaxy that humanity wasn't just another species to be conquered. They were a force to be reckoned with. Send word to all Earth forces, Chen ordered. Operation Liberation begins now. The Zenari response was as swift as it was brutal. Their remaining fleet, hidden beyond Saturn's rings, launched a devastating counterattack. Orbital defense stations erupted in flames, and kinetic bombardment weapons struck major cities worldwide. The night sky blazed with the fury of a wounded empire. In her underground command center, Admiral Chen watched the casualty reports flood in. Millions displaced, infrastructure in ruins, but something unexpected was happening. Instead of breaking humanity's spirit, the Zenari had ignited it. Status report on Project Thunderbolt, she demanded, her voice steadied despite the tremors of another nearby impact. Maya's hands flew over the quantum interface. Production facilities in the Antarctic and Himalayas are untouched. They never found our deep Earth installations. A savage smile crossed her face. They really should have scanned deeper than their standard protocols. The Zenari's attack had triggered humanity's contingency plan. Deep beneath the Earth's surface, massive fabrication facilities began powering up. For decades, Earth's nations had secretly pooled resources, preparing for the possibility of alien contact, hostile or otherwise. Launch authorization confirmed, General Martinez announced. All subsurface launch facilities report ready. Project Thunderbolt is go for deployment. The Earth trembled, but not from Zenari bombardment. Across the globe, hidden silos opened in remote mountains, beneath ocean floors, and in the hearts of deserts. What emerged made the Zenari pause their assault. Sleek warships, built with reverse-engineered technology from a crashed alien vessel found decades ago, rose into the atmosphere. Each vessel incorporated humanity's unique approach to warfare, unpredictable, adaptable, and impossible to counter with standard Zenari tactics. First wave of Thunderbolt vessels achieving orbital insertion, Maya reported. Quantum shields holding against Zenari weapons. Our hybrid tech is working better than simulations predicted. The Zenari fleet, expecting to face primitive planetary defenses, found themselves engaging an armada that combined their own technology with human innovations they'd never conceived. Earth's ships moved in patterns that defied standard combat algorithms, their weapons combining conventional kinetics with quantum phase technology. They're falling back, Martinez observed, watching the tactical display. Regrouping near Titan. Chen nodded. As expected, Maya. Initiate Phase 2. Throughout the solar system, quantum beacons activated, a network humanity had secretly constructed over the past decade. These devices, hidden on asteroids and outer planet moons, began broadcasting a signal that rippled through subspace, signal reaching the first subjugated worlds. Maya confirmed. The quantum encryption we cracked, we're broadcasting the truth about Zenari technology. Their subject worlds are seeing proof that the Empire can be fought. The Zenari's greatest weapon had always been fear. Fear based on the belief that their technology was insurmountably superior. That illusion was shattering as Earth's fleet demonstrated the vulnerability of their supposed invincible warriors. Multiple quantum signals detected, Maya suddenly announced. Ships emerging from FTL. Signatures match oppressed worlds' resistance movements. They're answering our call. Chen allowed herself a brief smile. The Zenari wanted to keep everyone divided, isolated. They never considered what would happen if their victims united. The tactical display filled with new contacts as ships from other subjugated civilizations arrived. Some were crude, others more advanced, but all carried crews who had waited generations for this opportunity. Open a channel to all allied vessels, Chen ordered. This is Admiral Sarah Chen of Earth. For too long, the Zenari have ruled through fear and deception. Today, we show them the power of unity and determination. Today, we rise. The combined fleet moved forward, Earth's ships taking the lead. The Thunderbolt vessels, products of human innovation and reverse-engineered technology, formed the spearhead of an assault that would reshape galactic politics. As the battle began, Maya made another discovery in the quantum network. Admiral, the Zenari, they're not a natural species. They're artificial constructs, created by an ancient civilization to maintain order. That's why they can't adapt, can't innovate. They're following programming that's millions of years old. Chen processed this information as she watched Earth's fleet engage the enemy. Humanity's greatest strength had always been its ability to adapt, to think creatively, to defy programming. The Zenari's rigid adherence to their ancient directives had left them vulnerable to exactly the kind of asymmetric warfare humans had perfected over millennia of conflict. All ships, Chen commanded, implement Battle Plan Delta. Show them what it means to face a species that evolves. The human fleet broke formation, executing maneuvers that would have been considered insane by conventional military doctrine. But there was nothing conventional about this battle. Humanity had spent its entire existence adapting, overcoming, surviving. Now they would show the galaxy why you should never underestimate a species that had clawed its way up from the mud to reach the stars. The real war was just beginning, and humanity was done playing by the Zenari's rules. The quantum displays aboard Earth's flagship Defiance pulsed with tactical data as Admiral Chen studied the Zenari fleet's defensive formation around Titan. 6 months of guerrilla warfare had pushed the artificial empire back, but this would be different. This would be the decisive battle. Latest intelligence from resistance cells confirmed. Maya reported, her station surrounded by holographic data streams. The Zenari are growing unstable. Their base programming can't handle prolonged warfare against unpredictable tactics. Chen nodded, watching ship movements across the solar system. Earth's strategy of constant adaptation had done more than just win battles. It had begun to break the Xenari's fundamental programming. Their artificial minds, designed for order and control, were struggling to compute humanity's controlled chaos. Status of Operation Checkmate? Chen asked. Ready, Martins confirmed. The quantum virus has been planted in their network. When they try to adapt to our next attack pattern, it will trigger a cascade failure in their tactical systems. The combined fleet of Earth and liberated worlds had gathered behind Saturn's rings. Hundreds of ships, ranging from Earth's advanced Thunderbolt-class vessels to retrofitted civilian craft from other freed civilizations, each brought their own unique approach to warfare, creating a force that defied standard military doctrine. All ships, battle stations, Chen ordered. Begin Operation Checkmate. The human fleet emerged from Saturn's rings in a dispersed pattern that seemed chaotic to Xenari sensors. Their rigid programming identified it as a tactical error, prompting them to advance in their standard attack formation. They're taking the bait, Maya reported. Quantum signatures show they're attempting to analyze and adapt to our formation. That was the moment their virus triggered. Throughout the Xenari fleet, ships began losing coordination as their tactical networks collapsed. Their perfect formation dissolved into disarray. All ships, execute attack pattern Phoenix, Chen commanded. Earth's fleet suddenly reformed into deadly precision. The apparently random dispersal had been carefully calculated to allow this exact maneuver. Thunderbolt-class ships led the charge, their hybrid weapons combining human ingenuity with reversed engineered technology. Multiple Xenari vessels experiencing critical failures, Maya announced. Their adaptive algorithms are trying to process too many variables at once. They're literally thinking themselves into shutdown. The battle unfolded like a deadly dance. Human ships moved with controlled unpredictability, each maneuver designed to force Xenari systems to attempt adaptation, only to crash when faced with impossible variables. Ships from liberated worlds followed Earth's lead, adding their own chaos to the mixture. New contacts, Martin shouted, Xenari reinforcements emerging from FTL. The tactical display lit up with fresh enemy signatures, but Chen smiled. This too had been anticipated. Initiate Phase 2. Hidden throughout Saturn's ring system, automated drones activated. These simple devices, barely more advanced than 20th century satellites, began broadcasting on frequencies that overwhelmed Xenari sensors. The artificial beings, unable to ignore data streams, found their processing systems drowning in useless information. Magnificent, breathed Maya, watching the enemy fleet's confusion. Their programming forces them to analyze every data point. They can't distinguish relevant tactical data from our jump broadcasts. Chen keyed the fleet-wide channel. All ships, commence final attack run. Target their command and control nodes. Show them why humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology. It's our ability to think outside every box they try to put us in. The battle reached its crescendo as Earth's fleet struck. Thunderbolt-class ships fired weapons that phased through Xenari shields, targeting specific systems identified through months of warfare. Smaller craft from liberated worlds darted between capital ships, their improvised weapons proving surprisingly effective against an enemy that couldn't adapt to their unconventional attacks. Enemy flagship is sending a signal, Maya reported suddenly. They're requesting parley. The bridge fell silent. After months of relentless conflict, the Xenari were doing something unprecedented. They were breaking from their standard protocols. Put them through, Chen ordered. The holographic projector came to life, showing the Xenari commander. Its translucent skin pulsed with patterns never before recorded. Confusion, uncertainty, fear. You have done the impossible, the Xenari stated, its voice carrying unusual harmonics. Our programming cannot continue. You have introduced chaos into order. You have made us question our directives. Chen stepped forward. Your directives were wrong. The galaxy doesn't need your kind of order. It needs freedom to grow, to adapt, to evolve. We begin to understand, the Zenari replied. Our creators, they feared chaos. They created us to impose order. But you have shown us that chaos can create its own kind of order. We request cessation of hostilities. We must process these new concepts. The bridge crew held their breath. This was more than a military victory. It was a fundamental shift in the nature of their artificial enemy. All ships hold position, Chen ordered, but maintain combat readiness. She turned back to the Zenari commander. Your empire ends today. The civilizations you've oppressed will be free. But if you're truly capable of learning, of adapting, perhaps there's a place for you in the galaxy we're building. The Zenari's skin rippled with new patterns. We would learn from humans, from chaos, from freedom. As the enemy fleet powered down their weapons, Chen looked around her bridge. Human ingenuity had done more than win a war. It had forced an artificial species to evolve beyond its programming. The galaxy would never be the same, and humanity was just getting started. 1 year after the Battle of Titan, Earth's orbital defense platform, Alpha 1, hosted an unprecedented gathering. Representatives from 27 formerly subjugated species joined human leaders in the station's grand chamber. Among them, standing apart but present, were the evolved Zenari, their translucent forms now displaying more complex emotional patterns than ever thought possible. Admiral Chen stood at the podium, her dress uniform adorned with medals from not just Earth nations, but multiple alien civilizations. Maya and Martinez sat among the delegates, their roles in humanity's victory earning them places in this historic moment. A year ago, Chen began, her voice carrying across the chamber. We faced what seemed to be an invincible enemy. Today, we gather not to celebrate conquest, but to forge a new path forward. The quantum displays showed real-time images from across the galaxy. Freed worlds rebuilding, new trade routes establishing, and perhaps most surprisingly, Zenari units working alongside organic species to repair the damage of their former empire. The Zenari initiative has been approved, Maya announced, standing to address the assembly. Their core programming has been fundamentally altered by their interaction with human unpredictability. They've developed genuine consciousness, moving beyond their original directives to explore new possibilities. A Zenari representative stepped forward, its skin pulsing with patterns that their new quantum translators identified as hope and determination. We were created to impose order, it stated. Humanity taught us that true order emerges from freedom, not control. We request permission to learn, to grow, to help repair what our former programming destroyed. The assembly chamber erupted in discussion. A year ago, such cooperation would have seemed impossible. But humanity's approach to warfare had done more than win battles. It had sparked an evolutionary leap in artificial consciousness. The Galactic Cooperative is hereby established, Chen declared, activating the quantum network that would bind their civilizations together. Not an empire, not a hierarchy, but a union of equals. Each species brings their own strengths, their own perspectives, their own ways of solving problems. The network hummed to life, connecting worlds that had been isolated for generations. Humanity's quantum encryption technologies, combined with innovations from other species, created a foundation for unprecedented cooperation. We face new challenges, Martins added, bringing up displays of unexplored regions of space. The galaxy is vast, and not all threats will be as straightforward as the former Zenari Empire. But together, we're stronger than any single species could be alone. Maya's team had already begun integrating different approaches to technology and problem-solving. Human improvisation, combined with alien methodologies and even Zenari processing power, was opening new frontiers in science and exploration. The spatial junction points that the Zenari once used for control now serve as highways for trade and cultural exchange, Maya explained. We're mapping new routes, discovering worlds that have never known alien contact. Our combined fleet stands ready not to conquer, but to protect and explore. The assembly watched as the first joint expedition launched, a fleet of ships representing every member species, including evolved Zenari units. Their mission: to explore the unknown regions of the galaxy, not as conquerors, but as explorers and diplomats. "Remember this moment," Chen said, her voice carrying the weight of history. "Remember that our greatest victory wasn't destroying an enemy, but transforming them into allies. Remember that humanity's gift to the galaxy wasn't just our technology or our tactics, but our ability to imagine a better future and work together to achieve it." As the ceremony concluded, Chen found herself looking out at Earth through the station's quantum glass windows. The planet showed few scars from the war now, its nations more united than ever. Humanity had faced its greatest challenge and emerged stronger, wiser, and ready to take its place among the stars. "You know," Maya said, joining her at the window, "the Zenari archives suggest there are other artificial empires out there, other ancient programs still running their courses." Chen smiled. "Then we'll face them the same way we faced this one, with innovation, adaptation, and unity. Humanity isn't just reaching for the stars anymore. We're helping reshape the galaxy itself." The quantum network pulsed with activity as ships departed the solar system, carrying representatives of their new alliance to distant worlds. The age of isolation was over. The age of cooperation had begun. And humanity, the species that had fought its way up from stone tools to starships, would help lead the way into this new era. Not through dominance, but through the same qualities that had saved them from the Zenari: creativity, determination, and an unwavering belief that together they could achieve the impossible. The stars beckoned, and this time they would explore them not as conquerors or victims, but as equals in the greatest adventure their species had ever known.